Hello and welcome. Today, our focus will be on digital storage. In class, we'll also take a typing speed check and finish with a booklet. So, the question is, where do you save your files? Whatever it is, it's a paper, it's a project. How do you save things? There's two main options. First one's in the cloud, and we'll circle back to that in a sec. The other one is on your specific device. That could be a Chromebook or a phone or a jump drive or flash drive. Lots of ways to save things, what they call locally. So, have you ever seen a record player, right? This is the one of the earliest forms of data storage, right? They engrave the data of the song, and then there was a little arm here that could read the grooves on the vinyl, and it would produce electronic signals that would go to the speaker, and you could hear it. In a hard drive, very similar situation, right? We've got a disk that moves around very, very fast, and there's a reader here that works with technical optics to be able to read the electronic messages that are engraved onto this disk. You'll find a hard drive like that in every single computer. Okay, so there's other hard drives, like an external hard drive where you plug it in and you can store it in that little device. It can be very large, portable, easy to use. And in this GIF here, you see four different kinds of storage going into a port. You start with that flash drive, and then there's an external drive. And these last two ones at the bottom, did you see that? Those are called SD drives, and you even see some of them in your phone with the chip. Quick history lesson on some of these jump drives. This is the early 80s. You know, it was called a floppy drive because when you put it in your hand, it was actually floppy. A little plastic disc in there covered by kind of a thin plastic. It was really a good start. You could store about a paper and a half in there. And then a couple years later, they improved it and they shrunk it down a little bit. They may give it a hard case. And then you could store about 1,000 of these things on one of these things. So it got a lot bigger capacity, even though it's smaller. A couple years later, they go into the CD-ROM, which was about 1,000 of these things. So it keeps getting bigger. And today we have these flash drives, which can be multiple terabytes worth of space. Very, very large and very functional. So when we talk about saving things into the cloud, we're not talking about the fluffy things in the sky. What we are talking about are groups of computers that run all the programs and services on the internet. Cloud computing is actually several computers at once, and you can see this network schematic right here where you see groups of computers that communicate. And maybe these computers have special functions, but they can relate to each other and share information very quickly all over the world. Servers come together in massive buildings called server farms, and where there's hundreds of servers and hundreds of millions of users and file storage in the trillions of files. So it can be very large and impressive. Let's talk about local storage on your Chromebook. The local storage drive is accessed through the Files app. You can get that a couple ways. The Google Apps menu up here could have it right down there. Look for that icon. You can use the launcher key down here in your Chromebook, or you can use the launcher button right there on your keyboard. Either way, you want to get to a icon that looks just like that, and it will open up the window for your Files app. Let's get a closer look at that. All right, the key thing for us here, local storage is found in your downloads folder right there, okay? So if you download a picture or a video or even take a screenshot, you'll find it right here in the downloads folder. Now, it's fine if you're using it for local use right there on your device. But if you want to put it in the cloud, you see here that you can also have it in your Google Drive. You simply click it, drag, and drop over to your drive. Let's look at Google Drive here for a second. This is a screenshot of my Google Drive. You can see a couple of key things here. Up in the corner here, you have a button here for New. This is where you'll find new folders or create new files. Over here, Home and Activity and Workspace. These are a little bit more specialized areas of it, but our focus is going to be right here in My Drive. If you click on My Drive, the contents of that folder will be right in this space here, or you can expand it and you can see it in a folder structure over here. You may notice that the way I organize my files is by year. So like last year, if I went into 2024 and I wanted to go into my clubs, what I did, and I wanted to go after school sports, I could click down and down and down into all these files. I have thousands of files in hundreds of folders, okay? So the more you organize your things, the more control you're going to have over the information that's important to you. Other quick note here on the upper side is a different way you can view things. You can go into list view like you see it here, or you can go into grid view where you have a preview of things. You can filter your results here too by what kind of file it is, who owns it, and when it was last modified. You can also search for items in your Google Drive just by using any keywords for that file. All right, let me leave you with this. It's a summary on a comparison between Google Drive, cloud-based storage, and Chromebook Files, which is local storage. The Google Drive is found in the cloud. It's very fast, very large, and compatible with all operating systems and devices. Over here are the Chromebook Files, saved directly to your device, but it has limited space, and since you can only use it when you have that computer, it has some limitations. The similarities here, though, are listed in the Venn diagram. They both use folder structures. They're both used to organize files. They're pretty easy to navigate, really. You can link some favorites to get to some shortcuts, copy, pasting, deleting. It's all very simple. It's all drag and drop, and it has a trash and deleted folder that can be viewed, and you can pull things out if you have to, or permanently delete it.